We're back on SportsCenter now, mired in a legit 6-week slump. The Yankees were desperate for help, and with the deadline 3 days away, help is on the way. The Yanks acquired Jazz Chisholm from the Marlins today for 3 prospects. Chisholm figures to play outfield and infield and give the team some desperately needed speed and athleticism. We've got Jeff Passan, our great MLB insider, here in studio. All right, Jeff, why Jazz? Where is he expected to impact this Yankees lineup?
Jazz Chisholm is a talented player, and Kevin, that's what the Yankees have been lacking at this point. They've lacked offensive talent, they have lacked defensive talent, and the reason that they've stumbled as much as they have is because nobody outside of Aaron Judge and Juan Soto have hit. So the opportunity to go and get Jazz Chisholm, a guy who plays center field and can play it really well, who can play second base when Jason Dominguez comes back, that versatility and the ability to impact games in multiple ways, it's exactly what they need right now. And we'll see if it's what the doctor ordered, because everything else is not working for the Yankees.
Not at all. You mentioned Jason Dominguez on the way, Giancarlo Stanton on the way, Clark Schmidt further away from returning. So, Jeff, where can the Yankees go for pitching, starting and relief?
Relief in particular, they can go to some big arms that are out there, and that starts with Tanner Scott, the Miami Marlins closer. Now, there was some thought that maybe they would get Chisholm and Scott at the same time, but the Yankees could go back to that well or get Jason Adam. On the offensive side, Luis Rengifo with the Los Angeles Angels. He can really play a lot of positions, and Jonathan India as well, a very versatile guy. The Yankees just need not warm bodies, but effective ones. And this is going to be a really interesting 72 hours for Brian Cashman to see how much he actually invests in this team that struggled so much recently.
They have struggled in a major way, and they're struggling down 8-7 in the 9th inning right now. Trade deadline is Tuesday. Jeff, give us some names we should monitor as we get closer.
Isaac Paredes with the Tampa Bay Rays, I think, is an important one because there aren't a lot of bats out there, and the Rays have swung some deals already. Paredes can play third base. He can play first base. Garrett Crochet, he said he wants an extension if he's going to pitch into October, but boy, he would be really good for any team going through September. The most interesting one, though, is Blake Snell. Tonight, Kevin, Blake Snell threw 6 innings, struck out 15, and didn't walk a batter. Now, he hasn't opted out after the season. He also has a $31 million salary for next year. So it's the risk in that situation that doesn't have clubs climbing over each other to actually go out and get Snell. But it would surprise no one at this point if he is not wearing a Giants uniform. If not by the trade deadline, then into August when he could be put on waivers.
18 outs tonight, 15 via the strikeout. We've got Jeff Passan in Bristol, which is rare. We've got him on baseball tonight, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern, here on ESPN. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Kev.
All right, more baseball for you here. Twins, Tigers. Tarek Skubal, Kev, and Jeff just talked about the trade deadline. Wonder where he might be on Tuesday. Tuesday, the Tigers got the Guardians. Will he be on Detroit's roster? He's leading baseball in ERA at 2.34. Royce Lewis, even better stat. He's homered every 12 at-bats over the last 2 years. Only Judge and Ohtani have more. You could have given me a million guesses. You're the host of Baseball Tonight. Could you have gotten that one? I mean, that is an incredible stat. And then Skubal kind of settled down a little bit. Again, 2.34 entering the day. Feels like you'd have to get a haul of prospects back. A lot of Tigers fans are optimistic that even though they're about 6.5 out in the wild card race, more than 12 out in the division, that he'll be there come next week. He's been quite a story. 2-1 Twins as the Tigers cut into it. We go to the 7th. Javi Baez with a couple on. 2-run blast. He's been on fire. He's actually homered now in 3 straight games. Tigers up 5-2 with Skubal pitching well, hoping it's not the last time fans see him at the home ballpark. Keith, gone. 2-run blast. Tigers win 7-2, but again, all the attention will center around their ace. Deadline again, 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday night. So we'll continue to monitor it all for you.
Well, a busy 24 hours for Randy Arozarena, from taking in last night's Rays game from his own Randyland section to joining the top of the Mariners lineup today. Arozarena batting second in his team debut. He's hit second for about a third of the season. M's in Chicago, top 3. First at bat in the new duds. Grounder deep into the hole, and that's one thing he can do. This dude, maybe not a 5-tool guy, but he can leg him out, put him up, pick him up, put him down. Went 1 for 4 in the new uniform. Top 4, Jorge Polanco. Drive in, drive out. I'm leaving to the deepest part of the park. 8th home run of the year. 8th time he's carried that trident. Mariners tied at 1. Top 5, Cal Raleigh. His 21st home run of the season, giving Seattle a 4-1 lead. Next batter is Polanco, and give him the trident again. First multi-home run game in 2 years. Seattle pours it on. Inside a week before the trade deadline, recent years, now's been the time the Royals have been players. And by players, we mean they've unloaded them. A decade of futility since the last World Series. 0 trips to the postseason. No one has been worse. But you can't lose them all. And here in 2024, they really haven't. Hope wears a Bobby Witt jersey. Free agents like Seth Lugo have exceeded expectations, and KC has already bested last year's win total. All part of a remarkable Royal turnaround. And entering play tonight, KC second best in the American League since the All-Star break, taking on the Cubs' top 1, Seiya Suzuki. Spoiling our lead-in. A 2-run homer. Cubs grab the early 2-0 lead. Bottom of the 6th, 3-1. Cubbies in front. Red-hot Shota Imanaga got off to that incredible start.
Oh, yeah.
Facing the Major League batting average leader, Bobby Witt Jr. He's just taken over the lead in WAR this week as well. Michael Garcia comes around to score. Witt's going to get caught between second and third. He leads the league in triples, I believe, as well. He's thrown out at second, but the Royals cut the deficit to 3-2. Imanaga out. Couple batters later, Hunter Renfroe with 2 on in scoring position. Renfroe, another free agent signing for Kansas City that has come up big. Royals take their first lead. Imanaga scatters 3 earned over 5 2/3 innings. Top 7, though, Lugo pulled from the game. Bases loaded, 1 out. Patrick Wisdom at the plate. Bases loaded. Knowledge speaks, wisdom listens. Lugo scatters 6 earned over 6 1/3 innings. The granny for Wisdom, and the Cubs come back to win it 9-4. Back to baseball now. Rangers and Jays. Going to be fascinating to see what Toronto does before the deadline. Stuart Baroa spent the past 7 years in the minors, brought up this season 9th big league game, had not had a hit until then. Now watch this.
Great moment.
So he gets the hit, and of course you got to hold on to that. That's a souvenir that's going to last a lifetime.
Of course.
Unless Vlad Jr. throws it. Now look, the old hidden ball trick. There you go.
Is that legit, though?
That's the legit.
Okay.
Vlad didn't throw that away. They gave it to the authenticator. Good to go. Kevin Gausman was terrific in this game. In the 8th inning, look at the play at third.
In the gun.
By Vlad. Gausman all fired up. And then in the 9th inning, still out there. Gets Jonah Heim to pop up to center field. Gausman's second pitcher with multiple complete games this season. Max Fried, the only other guy to do it. How much baseball has changed. Jays win it 7-3. Fenway Park. The Yanks off a colossal collapse on Friday night. 6 weeks in a tailspin. Aaron Boone says it's still all in front of him. Facing Cutter Crawford, who was an all-star this year and shut down the Yankees big time back on July 7th. So the Yanks have no chance except top 1. Juan Soto. Too high. Too high. What do you mean it's too high? It's gone. 27th home run of the year. The Yanks led 2-0. Next batter, Aaron Judge. Judge hit one to a part of Fenway I've never seen one hit last night. And then he clean left the park today.
Wow.
Soto and Judge go back-to-back. Judge, by the way, they say 4:32, although I would say much longer. The Yankees are up 3-0, so the game's over, except, wait a minute. Marcus Stroman's on the mound, and the Red Sox tied the game in the bottom of the first inning. Tyler O'Neill, what an enormous game he had. Trent Grisham can't come up with it. Red Sox put 3 right back on the board in the first to tie it up. And that's kind of how this was. Every time the Yankees did something, Boston answered. Top 2, Oswaldo Cabrera. Deep right, Wheeler Abreu actually catches it for a moment over the wall, but the ball left his glove after he left the field of play. It's ruled a home run.
What an effort, though.
Incredible effort. 6th home run of the year for Cabrera. The Yankees take a 4-3 lead. Bottom 4 after the Red Sox tied it at 4. Masataka Yoshida to left. Jarren Duran, the All-Star MVP, scores. Boston back in front 5-4. The Yankees tied it at 5. Bottom 5. Tyler O'Neill just crushes one.
The flip.
You thought Judges went a long way. That's way out of there. His 21st of the year. What a year it's been for Tyler O'Neill. And the Red Sox took a 6-5 lead. Bottom 7 after the Yankees tied it at 6. Here's O'Neill. And again, every time the Yankees answered, Boston went back in front. 5th multi-home run game of the year for O'Neill. Most by a Red Sox since 2019. Boston back in front, 7-6. Top of the 8th inning, Yankees down 8-6. Aaron Judge has essentially carried the Yankees along with Juan Soto. No one else has hit. Part of a 4-hit night for Judge. But the ball hits so hard off the monster. The relay by Ceddanne Rafaela is in time, and Soto is thrown out. Perfectly played off that huge monster. Perfect relay. No chance for Soto. The Yankees did cut the lead to 8-7, but they failed to tie it in the 9th. 8-7, 2 out. Kenley Jansen on. Trent Grisham hitting under the Mendoza line. Grisham to left. O'Neill back on it. And he can't make the play. A Yankee team that felt like they were dead in the water. And it's Trent Grisham who ties the game and sends it to extras. Top 10. Soto saws one off. The Manfred runner Oswaldo Cabrera is held up at 3rd. So it stays an 8-8 game. After Judge was walked, not intentionally. Austin Wells to left. O'Neill makes the great play to get the out, but Cabrera comes in to score. The Yankees in front 9-8. And then Gleyber Torres 0 for 5. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, except he hit the broadside of the monster there. Off the wall. 2 runs come in to score. For a Yankee team that lost in heartbreaking fashion last night, they come back to grab the 11-8 lead. And remember, Clay Holmes was the one who gave it up last night. Here tonight, he comes on, pitches 2 innings, and locks it down. Everything is right in front of the Yankees. They win it 11-8 in dramatic fashion. What a comeback for the Yankees. It's still been a rough stretch. 2nd worst record since mid-June. The Yankees have won back-to-back games only once in this stretch, July 12th and 13th against the Orioles. But for a night anyway, the Yankees avoid losing yet another series. They'll play on Sunday Night Baseball tomorrow.
And I know we're going to hear from Aaron Judge about the game here in a second, so hang tight for that. In fact, the Yankees are actually heading to Philly next week. I mean, this is a really big series for both, but the Phillies are like, actually, we're taking on a team far better than the than the Yankees right now. That would be the AL's best, the Guardians. Bryce Harper had himself an incredible day, a history-making day, in fact. More on this big fly in a second. It was his 100th career home run at the bank, joining Ryan Howard and Chase Utley as the only guys to hit 100-plus home runs at the home of the Phillies, where it's been sizzling all season. But the Phils have actually entered losing 7 of 10. Not look like baseball's best team in the second half of the season the way they did in the first. Brandon Marsh busting out of a huge slump. Phillies up 4-0. Guardians took one last night. Didn't look like the Phillies were going to give this one up tonight. Here comes some insurance courtesy of Kyle Schwarber. 20th of the season. It's 7-0 in the 9th. As you take a look at this, leave the bank. Wow. A lot of people fired up at what the Phillies might be able to do here. Tyler Phillips third career start. Phillies have some injury issues in the rotation, particularly on the back half of the rotation. So he's gotten a chance. He's pitched well. He's got a sweeper pitch that a lot of people are kind of talking about. He's also got a lot of swagger here. The whole thing about completing a game like this is actually getting to the ninth, which you don't see very much anymore. But when you've got youth on your side and a lot of swagger, answers like this.
My body has never felt that before. You got chills. You're trying not to laugh. You like want to cheer up, or you want to tear up. You're choked up. I don't know what was going on, but I felt like I was able to throw 100 miles per hour in that point, and all I wanted to do was sit those guys back down on the bench.
Did a pretty good job of it over 9 innings. He's been great. He's been a great addition to a veteran-laden team. Harper, 13th player, MLB history with 100 homers in multiple ballparks. He's the only guy that's currently playing that's done it. You're seeing some of the other greats here on the right-hand portion of your screen that have pulled it off. Most recently in that group, that man, Albert Pujols.
All right, Z, division leaders in the West colliding in Houston. Dodgers and Astros. The Dodgers were shut out on Friday. They hadn't been shut out in consecutive games since March of 2018. They were not shut out in this one, and Ohtani made sure of it. In the third, 443 to right field. Second deck, his National League leading 32nd home run of the year. 118.7 miles per hour off the bat, tied for the hardest hit home run in his career.
Wow, that's him.
It's Ohtani.
Right, it's
into
him.
the second deck of Minute Maid Park. Dodgers the 2-0 lead. Top 6, 4-0 LA. 2 on for Ohtani. So he does that nearly 119 off the bat into the second deck, and then he cue balls one into left field. Kike Hernandez comes in to score. 40th multi-hit game of the year. The Dodgers are up 5-0. No way they're blowing this, except Jake Myers bloops one to right to make it 5-3. Next batter, Victor Caratini into left field. 4 2-out RBI singles for the Astros. In the sixth, they make it 5-4. Top 8, Kevin Biggio, longtime Blue Jay. Of course, his dad, a Hall of Famer with the Astros. That's Kevin in front of Dad in Dad's old dojo. Gone. Cool. I mean, how good is that?
Awesome. What a moment for Dad, actually.
He's cracked a smile there, too. Fourth of the year, the Dodgers up 6-4. Bottom half, Jeremy Pena, one-time World Series MVP. Run comes in to score at 6-5. 3 batters later, John Singleton. Remember, Houston got rid of Jose Abreu in part because of what Singleton has done. It's 6-6. Bottom 9, Alex Bregman leading off. Alex Bregman is winning this game. Wow. It's a free agent year for Bregman. It did not start well. He's picked it up. Second career game-ending home run. The Astros come all the way back. What a win for Houston. They take it 7-6.